Hello, folks. A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whomever is watching a different sort of time period. I literally welcome you all to this another video session. Probably, we'll be having a discussion on interview feedback. I and you are interview feedback. So, what actually interview feedback is? So, basically, in this channel, I had been posting. I can say cybersecurity affairs, but basically my route is, or you can say the UPSC, which has been in demand, right? So that is also I am been in the visibility, or that also I am been posting in the YouTube channel as well, because it is a combination of both science and technology, or science and literature, which basically comes into play or comes into role. Okay, so make sure that you do a subscription whenever you go through this channel, which consisting of both cyber affairs as well as recent UPSC news as well, I can say. So in this video we'll not be having a lot of discussion on what the things are been going and how the things are been going, but we'll be having a short discussion on failure interview. Have you failed in interview, right? That's the main intention or topic of discussion in this channel or in this video lecture. So I hope you will definitely enjoy the session. So if you're new, please do a subscription to this channel, like the channel, share the channel as soon as possible for getting the latest update. Okay, so let us discuss the first point is introduction, or we can say the challenges of UPSC interview failures. So basically the person who actually failed in interview, right, he has cracked the prelims, he has cracked the mains, but he eventually failed to crack the interview. Then his or her mindset is totally depressed. Definitely it will definitely get depressed, because your whole year hard work is not even going, I cannot say it is gone to vain, but I can say that is something which has been lagging. Okay, that I can say that is something which has been lagging, which you must and should have to improve on. But to improve on that, you have to take one more year, isn't it, folks? UPSC has not been connected every two times in a year. That's such that you can apply as soon as possible whenever you're getting failed. So that's where the thing basically matters, folks. That's where the things basically you have to understand. Okay, the first point is all about the challenges which I have been discussing about. The challenges in the sense that you have to improve the skill set, you have to improve the faults which you have been made in the interview, or you can say the things which you must and should have to know, or the things you must and should have to learn, the things we must and should have to understand. So those all things comes under the first most topic of our discussion. It is all about the challenges of UPSC interview. So see, failure is just like going to something, it's a negative word, right? Failure, disadvantage, those things are negative words. But whenever those negative words impacts on our career, doesn't should have to, it doesn't matters a lot, folks. Because why it doesn't matters a lot? Because failure needs to be succeeded. Whenever you have a fixed dedication strategies, when you have a fixed motivational strategies, so if these two things plays a very crucial role, then I can sure that you will crack the examination in very first interview, or in your very first attempts as well, I can even say. Okay, so see, even let me take my example. Whenever I have given nearly 10 plus interviews, okay, in my 10 plus interview for my job search, I have literally failed in all the interviews. Yes, I frankly say I have literally failed in all the interviews. Because why is the what's the reason behind that is that, so I actually have prepared a lot and practiced a lot, but I haven't made notes. And the second most thing is that I haven't cleared the interview just because of my fundamentals, which is not even been cleared. Okay, these two reasons made me to failure. Okay, so in that way, if I see, if I failed these many interviews but haven't cracked in any of the interviews, do you even remember that failure doesn't even matters, folks? Because see, in those interviews, I have kept on learning the things. What are the things which I have been learned? That we should have to be more prepared, we should have to be more conscious, we should have to study the fundamentals first, we have to get a grasp on the things, or I can even so we have to get a knowledge on the things which we are been applying for, whether it is an UPSC interview or whether it is any IT sector interview. Okay, we must and should have to know the things well, right? So then only we can have a keynote experience on the things which I've been going to ask on the interview session. Okay, so that's how actually the things are happening. Next is understanding UPSC interview process. So this is the most important thing I can even say, folks. Why? Because understanding is just like a mountain of knowledge. See, so everyone cannot have that. Okay, so if you are if you are an aspirant of UPSC, then you must and should have to know whatever things you might be studying, whatever things you might be learning, whatever things you might be going through. You actually someone, I cannot even point out to everyone, but I can say one among them may forget the things. Okay, might have a difficulties in remembering the things. So in that scenario, in that case, what you have to do? So you have to practice a lot. I can say you have to prepare your notes well. You have to make your bullet points more conscious. Write it more than 2 to 3 times. Then I can damn sure that you will get a succeed in the understanding of procedures or formalities or SOPs which has been followed in UPSC civil service examination. So that's how actually the interview process, or understanding the UPSC interview process, not only the process of interview but also the prelims as well as mains, or the administrative if you are getting into selected, or if you are get selected into UPSC civil service examination. So those all points, those all things basically comes under what, the radar of understanding the interview process. And the third is common reason for failure in interview process. What are the different sort of common reason they basically make? One is if the things which we should have we actually fear. Next is the formalities we have to maintain whenever we are appearing for interview, the language skill which you are been delivering. Okay, so if you consider my videos, in some of the videos I even have some grammatical errors, right? So those things I have to recorrect, and those things I have to remember. And whenever I speak in front of the delegates, I have to be more concise about my grammatical mistakes which I have been making, such that in upcoming interviews, or in upcoming views, or in my upcoming skill set improvements, so those things can be rectified ASAP, right? So that's how actually the things, folks. Okay, unless and until we do not know the regions of our failure, then it definitely makes a turbulence. Okay, it definitely makes a turbulence in our upcoming interviews or in my future interviews as well. Okay, so those things basically comes under the third number point, the regions or common regions for failures. And fourth is developing a positive mindset towards failure. That's how actually I say, right? So developing a positive mindset is one of the strategy each and every aspirant should have to make. So unless and until they do not make a positive impact, unless and until they do not make a positive mindset, it's even very difficult. Next is strategy for effective preparation and practice. Okay, so whenever you feel like you are forgetting the things, whenever you feel like you have lost the scopes, lost the visibilities, lost the uh, plus everything, the attempts which you have been making for last few years, so it all goes to vain whenever your strategical improvement is not good enough, or the preparation or effective preparation which you have been making is not even productive, not even fruitful. At that point of time, I can even say the strategies are effective, or the practices which you have been making going to fail. So that's the reason why you have to make your best strategical improvement in your learning skill. Then you will be having a glooms on the things, you will be having a you will be having a more strategical improvements as well, I can say. Practice makes a man perfect, right? So that's how actually the quote basically signifies or highlights. Then sorry, then after leveraging the feedback and constructive criticism. So whenever we discuss about this, right, you have to understand the feedbacks. So in which scopes, or in which visibilities, or in which in which area I need to get improvised on, which form I have to be more vigilant. So in that point of time, you will be having a sort of discussion as well, folks. So those all points makes a crucial impact in your learning as well, I can say. So till then, thanks for watching. Do not get depressed if you are fail in interview. Okay, so I feel be positive, be keep a positive mindset, I can say, and practice well. Okay, you have another attempt to go. Your mom is waiting, your dad is waiting for your success. Thanks a lot.